of the United States? You might think the answer to that question is as simple as typing it into Google and seeing what comes up or measuring it all out yourself. But it's actually a very strangely complicated question that might be impossible for anyone to really answer no. When you type the question into Google, you'll end up with 3 completely different answers from 3 separate trustworthy sources. The Congressional Research Institute cites that the length is 29,093 miles, while the CIA cites a different number at 19,924 miles, while the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, cites a way higher number at 95,471 miles. And the discrepancy between all 3 of these different organizations' answers isn't unique to just the coastline of the United States. Consider the following question. Which country has the longest coastline in the world? Most sources will agree that the answer to that is Canada, which might not be too surprising because Canada is a geographically huge country and the 2nd largest in the world, where its sheer length of coastline can be clearly seen on a map. But according to the CIA's World Factbook, the answer for the country with the world's 2nd longest coastline is a lot more interesting and less expected: Norway. It's potentially unexpected because Norway isn't really a huge country, and at first glance, it doesn't really look like Norway's coastline is particularly long either. But the thing about Norway is that the closer and closer you zoom in on the Norwegian coast, the more complicated it appears to become. The coast is dominated by jagged fjords that zigzag around in every direction, and then there's all this seemingly endless amount of islands to consider as well. It turns out that Norway actually has the 2nd highest number of islands of any country in the world. There's more than 239,000 of them. In fact, the top 3 countries in the world by number of islands were all pretty surprising for me to find out, because they're all just next to each other right here in Scandinavia: Sweden, Norway, and Finland. These 3 countries alone possess more than 685,000 different islands between them, which is rather astonishing because that's more than 3 times all of the other islands everywhere else in the world combined.